when we were forming the nation and we actually had a government and soldiers were sent in and there were massacres and there's horrible things that obviously our government has done over the last 250 years that are no fault of the American people, especially today. And I think they confuse some of those skirmishes and atrocities to the pilgrims. They're like, oh, well, they did it too. They came over and raped and pillaged and killed Indians and took their land and da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, that did happen, but the pilgrims aren't responsible for that.
That's true. I mean, it'd be almost like if you said, well, that Henry Ford guy, there've been a lot of car accidents. A lot of people have gotten killed. Some people are in wheelchairs to this day because of the Henry Ford guy, because of the car.
Right. And how asinine would that sound? Well, I also think, too, that people have to remember, too, that a lot of the tribes, and way back when the pilgrims are coming over, let's be real, they were dying of starvation or killing each other off. There was a lot of warring factions, tribe against tribe, correct? And so...
Yes. And in fact, in Plymouth itself, when the pilgrims finally got there, after 5 or 6 weeks being in the New World and exploring where they could possibly settle, they came into Plymouth and the land was cleared, but there weren't many people around. And it turns out there had been a plague that wiped out Indians in that particular area 3 or 4 years before the voyage of the Mayflower.
Yeah.
And so, they were able to settle there, pay the Indians, for the land. And they even borrowed some corn that they found in the previous winter. And that corn saved their lives when they had very little food left over. And they paid the Indians back. So in our documentary, we have people that bring out all these truths about the whole pilgrim experiment. Their goal was just to worship Jesus. Just worship Jesus in the purity of the gospel as they understood it. They just wanted to be left alone.
Well, let's think about what they brought too.
Of tolerance.